Hello, this is Rich Gossenbeek. I'm one of the co-founders of IXACT Contact, and I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar. It's 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. There's a lot of people on board, more coming in as every second passes, but out of respect for those of you on time, we'll get started right away. So some of you on this webinar are current IXACT Contact clients, while others may be completely new to our CRM, or actually to CRM in general. Current clients will notice an entirely new user interface that we just launched this week and some powerful new functionality in the areas of goal setting and lead management. For those of you who are not IXACT Contact clients, it's all new. Regardless of which group you fall into, I'm going to share with you powerful new ideas for building a better real estate business. Earn more money, work fewer hours, and enjoy your chosen career more than ever. Today's webinar is not a training session. It's kind of intended to be a high-level, rapid-fire look at how our next-generation CRM can help you build a better real estate business in ways you probably never thought possible with a CRM. So here's our agenda. Quick introduction to IXACT Contact. You know who we are, what we're about. Specifically, a little bit about what makes IXACT Contact such a game changer. And actually, I may push some of that to the end. I'd rather almost show you, let you see it, than me talk about it. And then I'm going to do a little demo here of how the all-new IXACT Contact can help your business in, again, some surprising ways that a traditional CRM never could. And then at the end, we have a special offer for webinar attendees. If you have any questions as we go along here, please ask them in the questions box in your GoToWebinar panel. We've got some colleagues assisting, and they'll answer any questions that they can in real time. Whatever questions we don't get to, we will follow up with you and make sure every question is answered. All right, forward here. So that's kind of actually a good segue. I got a couple of polls, and let me start with the first poll, which is, find it here, select the poll, and I'm going to launch it. So the question is, I should just hit my question. I hope you guys can see it. I can't see it right now. Let me go to audience view. Yeah, what's your biggest challenge in growing your business? So I've got a number of options there, and I'm just going to give this 15 or 20 seconds to see what comes in, and then we'll kind of move on from there. Just another 5 seconds or so. Interesting. Okay, the numbers look like they're stabilizing. So, well, a bit more coming in here. I'm going to close it because we have a lot to cover today. So let me now share that with everybody so you can all see what I'm seeing. And here's what we found. Here's what we got. So for 36% of you, lead generation is your largest challenge, followed pretty closely, 28%, by keeping in touch and staying top of mind with everyone in your database. Trailing that, the management and nurturing conversion of the leads that you do get, and just sort of general contact organization and contact management, and lastly, goal setting and performance tracking. So I don't know if there was an all of the above question. I don't think so, but I'm sure if that was an option, it probably would have been the most popular choice of all. All right, good to know. And we're going to cover all these areas. Let me just see what's my next poll here. Yeah, so next poll is, I think I have to hide this one first. Next poll. Just, I want to get a sense for just kind of the level of familiarity with CRM. So this poll, let me launch it. And there we go. So are you currently using a real estate CRM? And the answers are either, yep, well, sort of. I have one, but I'm not really using it. No, I need one. Or no, tell me why I should use one. I don't understand. And then lastly, what's a real estate CRM? So we'll give that a little bit of time to percolate here. All right, I'm going to close it. That came in fast. I guess that was an easier question than what's your biggest business challenge? And let me share the results. And it looks like the majority of people on the call on this webinar have a CRM. That's fantastic. I have the feeling a lot of them are IXACT Contact customers because we did promote this webinar to our customer base. Another 27% sort of, which usually kind of means I've got it, but I don't think I'm necessarily using it to its full potential. and then 7% need one, another 2% aren't even sure if they should have one, and then but pretty high level of adoption and overall awareness, which is terrific. Okay, let me go to the next thing. So I'm going to not spend. Oh, sorry, I think I have to close this. Hide this. Yeah. So I'm not going to spend too much time on what is Exact Contact. I have the feeling a lot of people on this call are actually already customers, and really it's the showing that's going to matter. But in a nutshell, Exact Contact is a next generation real estate CRM and marketing automation solution. And those two things didn't traditionally go together. CRM was like a database. I put my contacts there. It's safe. I manage it. I organize them. Marketing automation is a whole new side. And that's kind of what we're going to look at quite a bit today. So it's the much more that's kind of interesting at a price point that's still pretty amazing. You don't pay anything more today than you did 10 years ago for CRM with Exact Contact. And then it's also backed by very high level of support. So some of the things that, again, at a high level, what makes us unique? You're going to see a very broad solution. That's point number 2. But yet everything is still fairly intuitive and easy to use. The level of marketing automation is quite surprising in a CRM. And what goes hand in glove with the marketing automation is marketing content, real estate marketing content. Again, CRM and marketing content, beyond drip, drip email campaign really had nothing to do with each other. And you're going to see a very different CRM today. 5th, business planning and management. Our concierge service, which is a level of service that no other CRM provides today or has ever provided. And then our team and broker capabilities. So here's what we're going to get into. I'm going to look at a few things that specifically help you to organize and manage all your contacts, keep in touch and generate more referrals and stay top of mind, nurture and convert leads into clients and generate leads actually, and plan for success with new goal setting and tracking features. That wasn't a high demand item on the little poll there, but I'm hoping if I show you how easy it can be, that I might encourage some of you out there to say, hey, I'm running a business here. Maybe it would be a good idea, if it's not too hard and it's all integrated with my CRM, to actually set goals for the year and then track my performance against those goals. Okay, let me move over to my demonstration and we'll get started. By the way, I'm assuming that everyone can hear me and see my screen okay. If the other Exact Contact folks that are manning the question box, if there's any issues, come let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to sort of power through the presentation. There will probably be time for questions at the end. But as I say, post them in the question box. You'll get answers in real time as we go. If there is time at the end, I'll open it up for questions, but otherwise it'll be mostly through the question box. Okay. So first, a quick systems orientation. So this is Exact Contact. For those of you who don't have us today, it is Exact Contact. For existing customers, it's the all-new Exact Contact. And you'll notice that the quick orientation here, main nav bars on the left. We have sort of a header area here that's used in different ways by different parts of the system. And then our contacts panel is on the right here. And in the middle is our workspace. When you come to your home page, when you first log in with Exact Contact, you're actually brought to a dashboard. And I'll give you a quick peek at the dashboard right now, but we'll come back to it later when we see how it ties into things like goal setting, pipeline management, tracking our performance, and so on. So in your dashboard, there's a number of widgets. I think there's 10 of them altogether that you can turn on or off and reorder in any order you want. I've got them all turned on right now for demo purposes. And just for fun, I've got quick summary of today's appointments and today's tasks at the top. You don't have to have them there. You can get to your task list in your calendar with one click from the main nav bar. And then going down the page, we've got a quick summary of our business pipeline. We can track our prospecting activities. And again, more about that a little bit later in this webinar. And then we've got various widgets that give you a snapshot of your active business. What have you accomplished so far in the year, as well as what you're working on. You can track the source of all your contacts, where your contacts coming from, which contact sources are driving what business. You can track your referral and repeat business, which, for those of you in this business for the long haul, that's an extremely important part of your business. And then, as I say, widgets around active listings and buyers, so direct access to your current listings, your prospective buyers, and a summary of your closed business. So that's the dashboard in a very quick nutshell. We could spend 10 or 15 minutes just going through the dashboard, but it's an all new feature and it's quite powerful in terms of what it brings to you. One of the new things with the new version of IXACT Contact is that it's fully responsive. So it fills the screen no matter what screen you're on, whether you're on a laptop like I am, or a high-res monitor, or perhaps you're on an iPad or some other form of tablet. And if you want to maximize your workspace here, you can actually hide the main menu. It's actually not hidden; it's collapsed, and you don't have to have a perfect memory. The tabs are still flyouts to tell you what they are. And the other thing you can do again to increase your workspace is just hide the contacts column. They're not gone; they always come back. This is always an ease of use feature with IXACT Contact, that no matter where you are in the system, no matter what you're working on, you always have instant access to your contacts. And you don't even have to open a full contact to get more info, to make a quick note on what if you just talk to a client, you want to make a quick note on what you talked about, or to set up that critical follow-up task to, whatever basically you came away with from the call, you can do it all from here. And if you want to view your contacts as a list or work on them, list view is still here as well. So that's your basic orientation. Okay, how can this system help my business? Show me. So we're going to take about 8 or 10 minutes, and we're going to take a rapid fire look at how IXACT Contact can help you keep in touch and stay top of mind with everyone in your database. So the first thing we're going to look at is IXACT Contact's monthly newsletter. For existing clients, they're going to say, oh, Rich, that's old hat, because we've had this feature for a while, but it's still new hat when it comes to real estate CRMs in general. Most CRMs will give you a blank template, but you've got to be the creative genius who figures out what to write. You've got to write the content and upload the photos and so on. And with IXACT Contact, you can actually configure a monthly newsletter by going to the Keep in Touch tab. And there's a few simple questions like, what day of the week do you want it to go? What time of day? What subject line do you want to give it? And then a branded e-newsletter goes out automatically every month at the date and time you chose with your branding. And it's a beautiful thing. Here's a sample of what it looks like. The top is your email header. Then there's, this is a bit of an oxymoron, but there's the generic personal message, which means we write this message for you every month. Personally addressed, obviously, this is personalized mass email. It's got your signature, and then there's always 3 articles that we write. And the articles are written by real estate marketing experts. They're designed to position you as the sender as kind of the authority in all things real estate related. So, these are articles that are educational and informative for anybody who owns a home or someday wants to own a home. It's not recipes, it's a higher level than that. So this is just an example. Assessing a property's long-term potential. It's the little things that boost curb appeal, and 5 questions to ask before you hire a home inspector. And then I think we wrap it up with some neat quotes. And of course, your social media share buttons. And like all good email marketing, there's an unsubscribe link, so you can take care of that side of things. Lastly, one of the really important things is that it's fully responsive, which means it adjusts to the device that the client is using. If they're using it on their laptop, that's great. But if they open your e-newsletter on their phone, it's just as readable on their phone as it is on their tablet or their laptop. And responsive email is not a simple thing today. It's kind of where responsive websites were 5 years ago. We kind of expect most websites to be responsive now. But with email, just look at the emails. You get particularly structured things like newsletters, and the vast majority today are not responsive. So the ability to send out an automated, responsive newsletter with your branding, it's a big plank in your keep in touch strategy right there. Suddenly, all 835 people in your database, even if you don't do all the other important things I'm about to share with you, they're going to get a tap on the shoulder every month with your branding, your photo, your contact info and logo, reminding them that you're kind of the real estate professional in their area. So that's the monthly newsletter. Next, we're going to look at automated keep in touch calls. So wouldn't it be great if you called everybody in your database at some sort of appropriate, rate? What I'm getting at is, and actually you can keep it very simple, or you can make it a little fancier if you like, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's suppose you said, I'm tired of losing touch with people. I'm tired of running into people in the shopping mall, and we lock eyes. We realize, geez, I think I helped this person, buy their home 4 years ago, but I haven't spoken a word to them since. And you get chatting, and you find out that, oh my gosh, they just sold their home that you helped them buy 4 years ago. And guess what? They didn't use you as their realtor. And why is that? Because they cannot remember your name. And why is that? Because you didn't keep in touch. So how do you avoid that? So every coach trainer will tell you should make a call every now and then. Pick up the phone, say hi to people. How do you do it? So here's how you do it. You would go into list view. Actually, you could go contact by contact and say, well, this person I'm going to call once a month and this person once a quarter, but who's going to do that? We need a faster way to get this done. So go into list view, which actually pulls our, we can either pull our entire database into list view, or we can do a selection. We could say just pull everyone who's on my A list or everybody who's past clients. And once you've pulled people into your list view, you basically select them all, and then there's a whole bunch of actions that become available to you. You can mass assign an activity plan to these people, create a mass email to go to this particular group, same with letters and labels, mass assign them to a new group, mass assign a specific contact status like a hot prospect or past client, and many other things. What we're going to do right now is going to mass assign a keep in touch call. So again, this could be super simple. If you don't want to overthink it, you could just say, you know what, if you're in my database, I've only got a little database, maybe it's 123 people, I should call once every 90 days. I'm going to make a 90-day, once a quarter, keep in touch call. If your database is a little bigger, you may want to say, you know what, if you're on my A list, it's the old 80-20 rule. 20% of my contacts that are on my A list, I should contact them once a quarter. And if you're on my B list or C list, maybe once every 6 months is more, not only more appropriate, but also more reasonable. There's only so many hours in a day. There's no point setting things up where you say, I'm going to call all 1,200 people in my database, once a month. First of all, I don't think those people want to hear from you that often, but you can't do it. So don't set unrealistic goals. But this might be realistic. So what you do is you say, yeah, I want to mass assign a keep in touch call to this particular group of people. I've got a choice. I can go annual, semi-annual, quarterly, monthly, or biweekly. Prospects, biweekly could be quite appropriate. For a really, a AAA contact that you're really closely in touch with, you play golf, you maybe monthly. For the vast majority of A-level contacts, I think quarterly is appropriate, because don't forget, this isn't the only thing you're doing to keep in touch with people. This is just a structured, recurring keep in touch call reminder. And then you've got your semi-annual and your annual for your kind of B-level and C-level contacts. So you pick the one that makes sense, and you would click max assign, and then that quarterly keep in. Well, let's do it. What the heck? Oh, it says I have a problem. Oh yeah, sorry, I have to pick a start date and end date range. So you kind of say, hey, when do you want these calls to happen? And actually, one of the very cool things here, in most systems, even if you could assign something like a recurring keep in touch call reminder to 150 people in your database, those calls would all fall on the day you assign the calls. And with IXACT Contact, it's a little different. We actually spread the calls. The software spreads the calls. So if you've got 111 calls and you want to do them once every 90 days, quarterly, it spreads those 111 over the 90 days. Or if it's 287 calls, it spreads the 287 calls over the 90 days, literally spread evenly. So each day you get 2 calls or 3 calls to make. You don't get 200 calls, once every 90 days, which wouldn't be very practical. So it took me longer to actually talk through it than to just do it. But the bottom line is, with a few clicks, you could mass assign a recurring keep in touch call reminder to everybody in your database, either one call for everybody or get a bit more sophisticated and have more frequent calls for more important level contacts and a less frequent call for less important contacts. So there we go. So now we've got a monthly newsletter going out. We've got an automated keep in touch call reminder. Last thing, wouldn't it be cool if with a few clicks you could tell your software, your AI assistant, hey, IXACT Contact, can you do something to make sure that I never miss another birthday and never miss another opportunity to reach out to a client on their move-in anniversary? And the answer is, yeah, you can. And actually, this is so simple and so fast. I'm just going to show you how we do it. Go to the Keep in Touch tab. You click the birthday. And basically, the default is, hey, it's going to show up in your calendar. If you like, you can, as I've done here, click this little box that says, in addition to putting it in my calendar, I'd love it to show up in my task list a week in advance. Why? So I can take that nanosecond and ask myself, oh, it's Jane's birthday in a week. Oh, I'll just give her a call then. Or I may say, hey, it's Jane's birthday. I'd like to get a bouquet of flowers and order it, or a gift basket sent from California with her, her favorite cookies. You need that heads up to do that kind of thing. And then lastly, you click this little button here. Excuse me for 1 second. And this is kind of the real magic. When I click that button and hit the save, I just told the software, IXACT Contact, my AI assistant, scan through my entire database of 1,874 people, find every birthday for my main contacts and any spouse partner birthdays, put them in my calendar with a reminder that day, but also give me a task 7 days in advance so I can decide how I want to celebrate that birthday. And if you have 3 more seconds, you can do the exact same thing for all your move-in anniversaries. Scan my database, find every move-in anniversary, put it in my calendar, give me a reminder in advance, hit save, and you're done. Now, if you're thinking, wouldn't it be cool if there was also e-cards that I could send, for birthdays and move-in anniversaries? Actually, the answer is that there are. So if I go to mass email, I can select different kinds. I'm in the select email tab. There's different kinds of email templates that are available in the system, marketing templates used by activity plans, and we have greeting cards. And within greeting cards, there's a whole slew of them, but I can then sub-select for something like birthday. I hit return, and here's all my birthday e-cards. If I want to see what one looks like, I just open it up, and here it is. They're simple. They look good on the phone, so they're mobile friendly, and it's a simple image. Personalized, obviously, Dear Jane, here's your message, happy birthday. You attach your signature, and it's a nice little e-card. It's editable. If you want to, change the photo or change the wording, you can. But there it is. They're not currently automated, which means an e-card does not automatically go on the contact's birthday today. But we've had overwhelming requests for that, and it's actually something we'll be launching in the next month or two, so that you'll actually not when you set up that birthday keep in touch event here, there'll be a new section where basically you'll check a little box that says, send automatically send selected e-card, and you'll pick a standard e-card for the year or till whenever you want to change it, and that e-card will go on the person's birthday, automatically. It's not actually as sort of keep in touch consultants and referral and repeat marketing consultants. It's not actually what we recommend. We much prefer the idea that you think about someone's birthday or move-in anniversary and decide what the best way to honor that person, to recognize that event. But we listen, and we've heard loud and clear from many agents that they'll do all that, and they might still send flowers or make a phone call, but they love the e-card going automatically, so that even if they're busy, something happens. So that's coming as well. So there we go. And I think in about 10 minutes, we've taken a pretty good look at how IXACT Contact can help you to keep in touch with literally everyone in your database. So with just the few things we've done, we'll take them in reverse order. You will never miss a birthday again, and it's just a great opportunity to say hi to someone. Everybody, even grouchy old Uncle Fred, actually appreciates it when you remember them on their birthday. Move-in anniversaries I love because they're so business relevant. You call someone on their move-in anniversary, or you send them a gift basket, and it's such a great opportunity to show appreciation for the fact that they selected you as their realtor 2, 3, 5, 10 years ago, and to also remind them how much you appreciated their business, and to remind them of what a great job you did. Hopefully they still like their home, and so you've got those move-in anniversaries. You've also got a quarterly or semi-annual, or whatever you picked, keep in touch call reminder, and your monthly e-newsletter is going out even when you're on sabbatical in Hawaii or climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. Your monthly newsletter is also going out and reminding everyone that you're there and you're the realtor of choice in your neighborhood. So there's a few quick rapid fire things that IXACT Contact can do can help you keep in touch and stay top of mind with everyone in your database. Let's move to lead generation, which was actually the #1 thing on the poll. That surprised me a bit. Other times we've done the poll, lead gen has not been their biggest challenge. It's been more lead management, lead nurturing and conversion. But this poll said lead gen. So this is often the most challenging thing for a CRM, because traditionally CRMs are about contact management. They're really kind of glorified contact management systems. The idea is I'm going to get the contacts from somewhere and put them in my database. But the getting them somewhere else was, that's lead gen. Other things do my lead gen for me, my website or my social media marketing, whatever. But I'm going to actually show you a next-gen real estate CRM called IXACT Contact that actually has quite a number of lead generation angles to it. And this might take a little longer. This might be about 20 minutes here. Let me see what we're doing on time. Yeah, we're good. I'll have to get it down to 15 minutes. So We're going to look at a couple different angles here. Email marketing for sure, still a very big driver. It's not just a keep in touch tool, it's a lead gen tool. I'm going to show you how. We're going to look at social media marketing, and we're going to look at websites in rapid fire. So email marketing, how can Exact Contact help me? Well, a couple of ways. If we go to the mass email tab and we go to select templates, let me come back to marketing templates, get rid of that keyword search. We have a bunch. And where's the one that I created? I'm having a demo moment. Here it is. So amongst all the templates we provide, we actually have simple, just listed and just sold e-cards and e-flyers. So here's one. I grabbed the e-flyer for just listed, and I started to work on it. I've put the address where it tells me to. I've put the photos where the system tells me to, and I've added a bit of verbiage, the price, a few key bullets, and of course, very important in all email marketing, a call to action. So this is a teaser. This tells people a little bit about this beautiful home, gives them some visuals, but I really, for more info, they've got to click through to the listing on my website. So that's what in email marketing is called your call to action. So that's one thing that can be a lead generator, because you're promoting your hot new listings and you're promoting your success through your just solds. But can you go further? And the answer is yeah, you can. But I'm not going to go there quite yet. Do I want to? Oh, maybe I will. Yeah, speed up some time here. Oh, I should also mention, by the way, you can also send video emails, courtesy of our BombBomb integration. Won't show you that now, but you can record your BombBomb video right from within the Exact Contact and send out your video emails as well. But here's the thing. So whether you're sending out a video email with BombBomb, or you're sending out a just listed, just sold e-flyer, how do you know what people are doing? It's like the traditional, problem with direct mail traditionally, which is I send out 500 newsletters, but I don't really know which ones got filed under G right off the bat, who opened them, whatever, unless someone picks up the phone. The beautiful thing about email marketing is actually you can take it to a different level. And that you can do that with something called email campaign reporting. The thing about email campaign reporting is it's not traditionally a feature of most real estate CRMs. Most real estate CRMs have sort of a light level of email marketing. You can blast out some sort of, just listed flyer, but you really have no idea who's opened it or who's clicking on that magical hyperlink to learn more about that listing. That's why solutions like Constant Contact and MailChimp exist. They're dedicated email marketing platforms, but they're not CRMs. So traditionally, agents have both. They're paying for a CRM, they're paying for MailChimp, they're having to export their data each time they want to do a mass email, and it's tedious, it's expensive, and so on. Exact Contact includes email campaign reporting built right into the system. It's part of our email marketing engine. So to sort of accelerate the demo, you can see not only you can see stats on who's opening your drip emails. So if you're assigning prospects to a drip email campaign, you can see in real time who's opening what drip emails, and which are part of whatever plan. But from a mass email point of view, I've drilled right into a sample mass email. It's actually, this is a production account I bounced over to here. We use Exact Contact ourselves, even though we're not realtors. It's such a good CRM. We use it for keeping in touch with all our prospects and business partners and so on. So we send out a monthly partner update. And at a high level, I can see how many went out, how many hard bounces I got. I can see my recipient list, and I can see high level stats around open rate, 16.8%, click-through rate. But what people really want to know is, or what you really want to know, particularly think of that just listed flyer, who opened it and who clicked on what. So if we click on the open details, you can see the names, not just the IP addresses or you can see the names, because this is driven right from your CRM of all the people who opened your mass email and actually how many times they opened it. And if you see a high number, it's unlikely, flip it around. It's a really good indicator. If you start seeing double digits, it's a really good indicator that the person you sent your flyer to actually forwarded on to others. So again, sticking with our just listed e-flyer analogy, you send that out and you see that, Cindy Strange opened it 13 times. It's really good probability. Either Cindy's very interested because she keeps coming back to it each day, or she forwarded it to her spouse, maybe to her Uncle Bob, who's the expert in all things real estate, maybe to her mortgage broker, and so on. So it's a sign of interest. Multiple opens is a sign of interest. You get into double digits for your just listed e-flyer, that's someone you want to pick up the phone and talk to. And then the other thing you want to know is, I wonder who clicked on that hyperlink to learn more about this amazing listing. So go to link analysis. This particular email had a ton of links. Yours, most of yours won't. But the bottom line is, for every link, you can see how many people opened them, what the open rate was, and most importantly, you can see the names of the people who clicked on that link to learn more about this amazing home. That's finding gold in your database. You're now finding hot leads, potentially hot leads hiding in your database. And how do I know they're hot? All I'll say is this. You sent this email to someone who you already have some level of relationship with. They're not a total stranger. And they read your email. They got to the bottom. And they've demonstrated through their behavior by clicking on the hyperlink that they're interested in this listing. Wait a day or two, pick up the phone, call, and there's a really good chance that you have a really good prospect here. That's called lead generation from your email campaign reporting, which is part of your CRM. Next, let's take a look at social media marketing. And again, you're going, wait a sec, Rich, slow down here a second. What the heck does a CRM have to do with social media marketing? And I'm going to show you. And what it has to do, IXACT Contact has this is actually an add-on service, so it is an additional fee, and I'll talk pricing later. It's not a lot. In fact, it's a ridiculously small amount of money. We have a service called Social Stream. You can actually activate it within your user profile area. And when you log in to Social Stream, you actually go through a little setup wizard and ask you 3 fundamental questions. One is, actually 4 questions. The first is, which social media channels would you like us to help you with? I just realized I'm moving a bit too fast here. What is Social Stream? It's an automated, it's a service that we've created that automates the research and selection of top quality real estate related content that you can stream to your social media sites. So the first decision is, we can stream to Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Do you want all 3, 2 out of the 3, whatever. We can also go to business pages. So if you have a Facebook business page, you can go to your personal page and your business page. The next key question is, how often would you like us to stream to your social media? You can actually go up to 3 times a day. You don't have to. Right now, this is a live account. We're actually streaming social stream content to IXACT Contact's Facebook page. And because we post many other things, we're only kind of going once a day. But you could go twice a day or 3 times a day. Next question is, who would you like us to pull content from? So we pull content. This is syndicated paid content. It's not free content. You can't get this without paying for it. We've done the syndication. So we've bought it essentially on bulk, and now we're able to share it with our client base through Social Stream. And you've got real estate related, narrow real estate publications and sort of broader, more lifestyle publications, things like Architectural Digest, Better Homes and Gardens, CNN's real estate area, Gardens Illustrated, HGTV, Homes and Cottages magazine. You get the idea. Huffington Post. I think Martha Stewart's in here somewhere. There she is. So you simply, click or unclick the sources you would like. The way I would turn one off, if I don't want BNN, I just click on it. It's off. And now you've said to Social Stream, these are the sources that I would love to pull content from into my social media. And then you can actually define which topics you would like included or excluded. So green is go, red is stop, and if it's neither green or red like retirement here, all that means is you don't care. And now the software then will pull content from the publications you chose on the topics you chose and stream those to your social media. What does it look like? So let's go through to IXACT Contact's Facebook page here. So again, if this was you, it'd be your photo, but I'm literally in IXACT Contact's Facebook page, but I'm pulling Social Stream content into our Facebook page. And here's an example. This is how it shows up in your Facebook. House tour, fresh and funny, family-friendly home. So your consumer hits your page, checks this out, and says, this looks interesting. Wonder what this is about. They click on it. They go through to a branded landing page. So even this article is coming from Style at Home. They come through to your branded landing page. And if you like, and this is the lead generation part, you can have a little lead capture form that pops up. First name, last name, email. And you can either make it a hard lead capture, meaning they can't read the article unless they submit this form, or you can make it a soft. I'd appreciate you providing me this information, but you don't have to. They can hit the no thanks and read the article. So there you go. It's a branded landing page from your Facebook, all driven by a completely automated service that finds and streams tier 1 top quality real estate and lifestyle content. And with that lead capture form, it's a lead gen engine. We've seen many agents double or triple their lead capture, lead generation from social media using SocialStream. And then lastly, websites. So here's the thing. If you've got a website today and it's working for you, that's great. The website component of Exact Contact is optional. And I point that out because some people feel they have to use our website. Not at all. If you don't have a website today, or maybe you've got one, but you built it 10 years ago and it looks every day of its age, you should take a look at Exact Contact's agent websites. They're gorgeous. I'll show you just a very quick random sampling of real agent websites. There's many different template layouts. Whoops, what happened there? Oh, he's coming back, my browser. So different layouts, branding at the top, branding at the bottom. You can have horizontal nav, vertical nav, but they're all big and bright. And one of the coolest things is that they're fully responsive. So if I emulate an iPhone, 6 or 7, look at how beautifully that responded. So your branding is still front and center, all your contact information, your corporate logo, and so on. And this is a fairly customized version. So that's the other thing, they're highly customizable. So out of the box, you can set one up and literally with your photo, your name, even a slogan, your logo. It's like 5 minutes to, 10 minutes maybe to set one up. But then if you want to customize it, you can. We provide a ton of content out of the box, but you can go ahead and customize it in any way you like. And if we had more time and I showed you, what some of these people have done, for instance, we have a page. So the site comes actually with 16 pages of pre-written content. So you're not staring at a blank box. But the neighborhoods tab out of the box is just a single page that kind of talks generically about neighborhoods. But you can create your own page, and you can see Gloria here has created neighborhood pages for all sorts of neighborhoods, and she's written incredible content around each one, where she talks about what the neighborhood's about, the restaurants, and these are great from an SEO point of view, schools, restaurants, and so on. So that's our agent website. So an agent website is included with Exact Contact at no additional fee. What is an additional fee is adding IDX, which is sort of the tool that pulls MLS listings into your website. But you can add IDX for $13 a month, so it's really not much. But the basic website itself with the pre-written content, the social media integration, lead capture forms is all included in your basic Exact Contact. Here's your lead capture forms, free home evaluation, thinking of buying, thinking of selling, and so on. Oh, and it includes a blog. So we write fresh blog content every 2 weeks. You can also write your own content, your own blog post if you want to, but if you don't want to, every 2 weeks, a fresh page is added to your website. And you can see the kind of content that we write. So let me do a time check. Yeah. So the topic was lead generation. And what I've tried to do in very, very quick moving demo here is give you a sense that Exact Contact, although it's a customer relationship management system, is actually a pretty powerful lead generation system. You can generate leads through your email marketing, and even your e-newsletter, by the way, can be a form of lead generation. Because I didn't mention this, it's fully customizable. So although we write it, we do all the research and the writing every month, and it's done for you. You don't have to do a thing. It'll go out, on the date and time you chose. If you want to go in and customize the articles we wrote, or even that what I call the generic personal message, it's fully customizable. You could rewrite that personal message and highlight a customer appreciation event you did last week. You could highlight a new listing, whatever you want to do. You can edit the articles we provide, delete ones you don't like, and add your own articles through a structured sort of WYSIWYG editor, so your articles look identical to ours. The consumer can't tell the difference. So even your newsletter can be a form of lead generation. You just listed Just Sold Flyers. Certainly our SocialStream is a huge lead generating tool because of the quality of the content you're bringing in, you're offering up through your Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. Very few of your competition will be doing that kind of thing. They're offering recipes, and you're bringing in, articles from top journalists across North America, from Architectural Digest and Home and Gardens and publications like that. And then your website. And if you add IDX, I didn't go into it because we don't have time, but the IDX has a lot of very powerful lead capture tools. You know, people can do saved searches. They can sign up for automated email alerts based on a saved search they created, that kind of thing. So now your next-gen CRM is actually, CRM just is way too, you know, it's too narrow a definition. And that's why, you know, we describe Exact Contact as CRM and a marketing automation system. So now we're generating leads from these sources and also many, many others. You know, again, there's many ways you can generate leads. We've touched on a few. I think they're biggies. I think email marketing, social media marketing, and a strong agent website are all important contributors to your lead generation, but there's many other things that you can and should be doing, from events to, you know, lead vendors like Zillow and so on. So next, the question is, what do you do with your leads? All these great leads that are coming in. Actually, while I'm talking, I'm just going to show you some of these other websites here. Give you something else to look at while I talk. So I want to talk about lead management, nurturing, conversion. First thing to understand about Exact Contact is the automated lead capture is extremely powerful. So whether you're getting your leads from the kind of lead gen sources we just looked at or from other sources, all your leads can be pulled automatically right into your database, an immediate text and or email alert fired off to you so you can follow up with those leads ASAP. And those leads can be pulled right into your database, auto-assigned to the appropriate lead source, group, and even an automated lead nurture activity plan or drip email campaign. So all that happens right away. If you want to, you can also assign drip email campaigns individually or en masse. For instance, let's say I just met a lovely Daniela Aradinov here at a party, and it turns out she's renting and she's thinking perhaps of becoming a home buyer, but it's not right now. It's you know, 1 or 2 years away. This is the kind of lead that actually can be very hard for a realtor to keep in touch with, even though Daniela could be deadly serious. She is going to, within the next year or two, buy a home. You know, perhaps she and her husband are expecting their first child. They're renting today, but you know, they're good, 2 professional incomes. They're going to buy a home, and if you do a good job keeping in touch, you'll be the one they pick. So what do? One of the things you can do, you go to our Keep in Touch tab for Daniela. Actually, this is a very cool sort of mini dashboard within the system that pulls together everything you will be doing out sort of into the future to keep in touch with this contact in terms of both group events. If you think of your monthly newsletter, it's a one-to-many thing. It's a group event. If you do a 4th of July fireworks party or a client appreciation, that would go here. You can manage who's invited. This is also where you see whether or not you're, I've got the, sorry, just tripped over my tongue. You can also see things like birthday, move-in anniversary, whether you've got those dates, you'll be reminded. And oh, look, it looks like I've got a quarterly Keep in Touch call reminder set up with Daniela. But then lastly, after meeting her, now realizing that she's thinking of buying, I can assign an activity plan. And I would probably search just for the word rent, because she said she's renting today. And it turns out the Exact Contact has a plan, a 2-year first-time buyer who's currently renting. I click on the plan, I click continue, and I can assign a plan. So I can assign plans to individuals or en masse. If I do a showing or an open house, let's say, and I have a little registry book and 43 people register, I can mass assign all 43 of those people to an appropriate drip email nurture campaign. So it can be one by one, en masse, or as you get leads electronically, it's the automated lead capture that you really want to take advantage of. The other side of, so we've talked about lead generation, talked about lead capture, lead nurturing through the appropriate activity plan. Maybe I should take one quick second. This is a bit more of a traditional area for real estate CRMs. You know, marketing plans have been around for a long time, but we have a nice range of them. There's marketing activity plans for first-time buyers who are renting, just general seller prospects, general buyer prospects, both short-term and longer-term, because the cadence of communication is different if someone's on a sort of 3 to 4 month high-touch plan, if they're on a 2-year long-term nurture plan, right? And then we have plans for sale by owners, expireds, even little plans for how do you keep in touch with someone after the deal's closed? A lot of realtors drop off the face of the map, and their client doesn't feel good about that. So we have a little 6-month after purchase nurturing plan. So that's all there. But just going back to lead capture, lead nurturing, there's lead management. And how can the system help with that? So I'm going to show you. One of the cool new features in IXACT Contact is the business pipeline. So you can assign contacts to the appropriate contact status. A new contact that you get through automated lead capture may come in as unassigned. At some point, they might be new, but you haven't qualified them yet. You're trying to still reach them. You're not sure what they are. They're not unassigned. They're a new lead, but you haven't qualified them. After speaking with them, that contact could become a long-term prospect, like that. Like Daniela. She's gonna buy a home, but it's 1 to 2 years out, or maybe it's a hot prospect. Next would be your current client. This is someone I'm working with today. They're a new client, and I'm helping them to buy or sell a home. Past client, active opportunity. So I've got an active opportunity, but it's not our first go-around. This is a repeat client with an active opportunity. Then there's just a past client. I did business with Jane and John, but there's nothing happening right now. And then a special category, especially for those of you trying to build a referrals-based business, past client, strong referral source. And as your clients, as your relationship with them evolves, they move to the appropriate status down, essentially sort of the pipeline here. You can click any status and pull up all the contacts that are in that status. And they're actually ordered, in a sense, from most needing attention to least. So you'll notice, we've got all our contacts here. I can see some basic contact info, when my last correspondence was, my last prospecting activity, and I can do a bunch of things. I can update their status right here. I can make what's called a prospecting update, and other things like making a note or setting up a task. But this last prospecting activity is key. It actually relates to the goal setting. We're going to look at it in a minute. But what's kind of cool is it shows me who am I sort of in need of reaching out to keep this hot prospect moving forward. And it's from most need to last need. In other words, if I scroll to the bottom of the list, Barry Betcher, just yesterday, I sent him a handwritten note. So he's at the bottom of the list because I've just had a little prospecting, keep in touch update activity with him. But it looks like right now, sorry about that, Ben Malfetta is overdue. I haven't had a last prospecting activity ever, it looks like. So what I can do is simply make an update. I would say date stamp it today. And these are important prospecting updates. You'll notice some of these, are kind of industry terms, handwritten notes, pop buys. Other very important things like listing and buyer presentations or an annual real estate review. Well, perhaps I just finished a buyer presentation. I can make notes if I want to, save it. And now Barry Betcher is gone. Why is he gone? Because he's moved to the bottom of the, Ben Malfetta is now at the bottom of the list because I just made a buyer presentation. So the idea of the business pipeline, it gives you a visual snapshot of what your pipeline looks like, but it also brings to the top, it surfaces for you those people who need attention. And I guess at a higher level also helps you just get a sense for how well you are managing your pipeline and how well you're qualifying and nurturing and moving prospects through your pipeline from, raw unqualified lead to a qualified, long-term prospect, hot prospect, current client. So that's the business pipeline. And that kind of concludes our little section on lead capture, lead nurturing, and lead conversion. Last thing I'm going to look at is goal setting and performance tracking. And some of these things actually start to interweave a bit, as you'll see in a second. So why is goal setting important? Well, every coach says it is. Whether you talk to, Tom Ferry or Richard Robbins or Chris Leader or Brian Buffini, they all preach that, in fact, any business consultant, you have to have a plan. You're running a business. You have to have a plan. You have to have clear goals. And you need to track your performance against those goals. Or, if you don't have to have it, let's just say it certainly has a marvelous positive influence on your business when you do have goals. So in IXACT Contact, we now have this very powerful goal setting module. So first you pick your year. Now I'm going to pick 2019 because 2018 is already done. I just kind of want to show you how this would work. And a little bit of description. Oh yeah, here's Earl Nightingale. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. Thanks, Earl. And you can click the continue button and essentially it opens up a little goal setting wizard. 15 quick questions. It starts with this beautiful question. how much gross commission income would you like to earn this year? You put in whatever makes sense for you. Oh yes, and when would this plan start? So if I'm doing 2019, plan's going to start Jan 1. But if I sign up for Exact Contact in the middle of the year and I still want the benefit of goal setting and tracking, you can actually, it'll do all the math for you so you can start your plan in the middle of the year. You can start it, tomorrow. We could finish this webinar. You could say, you know what, that was really cool. I'm going to set up some goals for the remainder of the year and track my performance against them, and you can do that. So that's why there's the start date. And then it asks you a bunch of very important questions. Some of you will know this data off the top of your head. And if you do, this wizard is very fast. If you need to think about it a bit, it could take a little longer, but you can exit at any time and come back into it and remembers where you were. So what's your GCI per transaction? $10,000. What percentage of your closed listings are seller listings? 60%. And so on. What percentage of your listings become closed transactions? Well, I close about 90% of all the listings I get. And if you think you made a mistake, you can go back. There's that 90%, and so on. When you're done, I'm just going to pop out for a second and then back in, because I'm not going to go through the whole thing. When you're done, what you're presented with is a summary. In order to earn your goal of $200,000 in GCI, here's a summary of the business activities you need to conduct for the year. It was all based on the data you put in through that 15-question wizard. So to make $200,000, I would need to do 33 listing presentations, which based on my success rate will result in 10 listings. And because this is 2018, so actually in 2018 gave myself an 80% close rate. So for 10 listings, I'll close 8 of them. I need to make 26 buyer presentations to get 5 closed buyer sales, and this whole thing started Jan 1st, 2018. And then I can go a step further. I can start to define the important prospecting activities that I need to do and setting specific goals for the year. So things like, how many contacts do I want to add to my database? Do I need to add to my database? How many referrals do I want to get? How many phone calls do I need to make? Handwritten notes, pop buys, listing presentations. These two are actually driven by the data above. They auto-populate, but they're important. Same with this one. And then, again, you can give it a start date. So for 2018, I actually did this May 1st. And lastly, weeks worked. This is important. And one of the reasons we ask these questions on an annual basis is some people, particularly team leaders or people who are really at the high end of self-actualizing, are taking a lot of vacation, and they're encouraged to do so by their coaches. So if you take 6 weeks of vacation and you just set a weekly goal, you'll miss your target for the year, because you'll only, any goal setting system will take your target, divide by 52 weeks, but you'll actually only work your 46. So by doing it this way, we let the system do the math. So whatever annual number of referrals you want to get, we'll figure that out based on the weeks you actually work. And all this works for teams, by the way. All this goal setting can be done at a team level. A team leader can set goals for the entire team, and then also set activity goals, all these activity goals at each individual team member level, and then see how they're performing. And where you see the performance is in the dashboard. So if I go back to this dashboard, business pipeline, we looked at the full business pipeline. At this point, it's just really the visual summary part. This is a widget, but this is really the important part. So these are all those prospecting activities that we just defined in the goal setting. And here is where I can see how I'm doing. So for instance, new contacts. I had a goal. It looks like my weekly goal is to add 2.1 contacts a week, because I think my goal was 100 for the year. Last week I did 1. Year to date I've done 14. My goal year to date is 20, so I'm 70% of goal. So essentially it shows you what you did last week, where you're at so far this week, how you're doing, how does that compare to your weekly goal, and then where are you at year to date, and how does that compare to your goal for the year to date, and then there's your percentage. Anything below 90% is red. I think 90 to 100% is black, and if it's above 100%, it's green. So now you're not only setting specific goals for referrals, phone calls, handwritten notes, pop buys, you're actually seeing week by week and year to date how you're performing against your goals. And guess what? You start veering dramatically away from the goals you set, you can bet your bottom dollar you're not going to make that GCI goal that you also set for yourself. So now you've got the power. It's in your hands to know what you need to do and then see every time you log into Exact Contact how you're doing, where you're succeeding, where you need to, increase your effort or your focus. It's a very powerful thing. I think there was one other widget here that ties very tightly to the goal setting as well. This is more just an active business snapshot. How many listings do you have pending, closed, and so on. Original source reporting is interesting. So provided you're capturing the source of your contacts, there's a widget here that shows you your breakdown of all your new contacts by original source, whether it's an open house or personal, cold calls, expired listings, etc. And then not just where your contacts are coming from, but which contact sources are actually driving business. So it looks like of the 3 closed transactions I've had, 2 of them came from referrals and 1 came from my website. You get the idea. A specific widget calling out how much business in GCI, listings, etc. I'm earning directly from referral business and directly from repeat business, and then the 2 combined is my referral and repeat business. And then lastly, getting back to the goals again, I can track my GCI year-to-date actual, how that compares to my goal. I'm only 42% a goal. What's my average GCI based on the closed transactions and so on. Same with listings. I've got 5 listings year-to-date. I'm 83%. My average list on my listings was 542,000. So you've got a lot of powerful information presented to you right on your home screen. And that's really the goal setting and performance tracking. We encourage you to explore it. We encourage you to think about this as a way of taking your business to another level. And as I say, all the major coaches and trainers out there, this is almost where they start, but they like to charge a lot more money than we do. You'll pay hundreds or thousands a month. Okay, what else before I wrap here? I've got a couple minutes left. A couple quick other things I should mention. We do have a super handy mobile app. Where is it? This is it. It's beautiful. I'm just emulating a little phone here. My little swipe won't work, but it's a nice, powerful app. You have full access to your task list, calendar, active business. You can drill down on a prospect. Oh, that's why it's not working. I timed out. Anyway, it's a great mobile app. Exact is 100% Mac and iPad compatible. Not all CRMs are. I mentioned our concierge setup service. When you start with Exact Contact, our support team will be happy to not just upload your data for you, but they'll help you set up virtually every and any aspect of the system that you want to take advantage of. Whether it's those automated keep in touch call reminders, your monthly newsletter, social stream, you want to build a website and try it out, our team will help you set up virtually everything and anything you want to take advantage of in the system. I mentioned Teams. We have a very robust Teams version. We have an amazing brokerage program. So if there's any brokers on this call, we're thinking, I wonder if, what Exact Contact could do for me if I want to make this available to everyone in my brokerage. The answer is we can do a lot. We can, the system is highly customizable, and we can brand the system and the content to your specific brokerage needs, and look at, volume pricing through things like a site license. So I'm going to just come back to my presentation and wrap up here because I think I've got 3 minutes left. So one thing that I'm hoping has come across through this webinar, which is that not only is Exact Contact kind of a next generation CRM in its breadth and sophistication and the volume of content, from the newsletter to the agent websites with 16 pages of content, a biweekly blog post provided, a social stream which can post up to 3 times a day to your social media sites. This is a very marketing content rich site. So there's a ton of value here. A traditional CRM is going to run you $30 to $50 a month. There are companies that sell just newsletters. PDF, you got to attach it to your, I've seen anywhere from 25 to 50 a month. If you have a Constant Contact or a MailChimp, those aren't free products. They're businesses. So, you're easily up around 100 to 200 a month if you were to put Exact Contact together through the individual pieces. And with Exact Contact, it's $33 per month on an annual plan. If you want to add IDX to your websites and social stream, it would actually bring your total to $66 per month. But I've talked to tons of agents that are paying hundreds of dollars a month just for social media. just to get one post a day. They've got some social media assistant or consultant, and it's whatever that one little brain can come up with. They're not sourcing content from across, the best real estate and lifestyle journalists in North America. So our social stream is $20 a month. IDX standard is $13. So that's where you get the extra 33. So even if you go all in, you've got the CRM, the email marketing, the monthly newsletter, the campaign reporting, all the drip campaigns, the greeting cards, a social stream, and a website with IDX and free unlimited support, $66 a month. If you'd like to give Exact Contact a try, either you don't have a CRM today or you don't like the one you've got, it's not working for you, little special offer for those of you who hung out in our webinar here. It's an extended free trial. So normally we give basically a month, and because you were on our webinar, we'll give you 60 days. That's a long time. Whoops. You'll get a great feel for whether it's right for you. And here's where you go. You go to exactcontact.com/special60. Oh, I should also mention, rookies get 6 months free. A rookie is anyone in their first year as a licensed real estate agent, and we mean 6 months free. The full system, the monthly newsletter, agent website. There's no other offer like this for rookies anywhere in this industry. But if you're not a rookie, it's still a great offer. 60 days free. You'll know very, very quickly if it's the one for you or not. And I encourage you to take advantage of it. If you don't have a real estate CRM or you don't like the one you have, you've got to try something. If it's not Exact Contact, try something, because your CRM really, and again, this is what every broker and coach will tell you, broker, coach, trainer. It really is the cornerstone for long-term success in real estate sales, and probably the single most important software or technology investment you can make. I think over time, I appreciate your time and attention. Thank you for joining me for today's webinar. I hope you found it valuable. I hope if you're a new person to Exact Contact, you got a sense for what we're about and a sense for at least hopefully 2 or 3 ways that we can help your business. And if you're an existing customer, thank you for your business and your loyalty. And again, I hope this also gave you a bit of an overview of some of the new look and feel of Exact and some of our new functionality in the areas of pipeline management and goal setting and tracking. And I wish everyone a fantastic day. If your questions weren't answered, we will be getting back to you. If you have questions, call us. The last thing. Any questions, want to chat more about the software, feel free to call us or email us. There's our phone number, there's our info at, or just go to our website, exactcontact.com. Have a great day, and signing out, Rich Gossenbeek. Take care. Bye.